Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video. In this episode, you join me at the edge of the small Angus town, or it's actually known as a city because it's got a cathedral. But today we're at Brechin in Angus here. And yeah, I've noticed this little house here on the outskirts of Brechin. Seems to be a bit of an abandoned house. I think it is for sale, but yeah, we're going to have a wee look. Obviously, if these buildings and stuff are sealed up, we never bother like forcing our way in or anything, but I just thought it would be super cool to come and have a look if the door's open, see if there's any history worth seeing. Check this out folks. Wow, what a cool old house. This would be an ideal little house here on the edge of the town. Oh, it's in a bad way. I believe this house was abandoned after a fire which broke out. And look at this, we can see the evidence of that. And as you can see, the door here is just wide open. This is obviously the end of the house where the fire had occurred. Oh wow. Check it out, all the burnt beams. Look at the way nature's starting to take over already with this ivy. I love coming to explore places like this folks. It's like a small bit of history captured in time. Check this out. The fire's gone right through. It must have been absolutely savage. Wow, look, there is still some like furniture and stuff in here. Chest of drawers. This roof and stuff's in its last legs here. The fire's just ripped right through all the roof beams and stuff. Wow. Look at this, there's been like a little cupboard and stuff. And it's strange here, this room's had like windows through into like the lobby kind of bit, which is unusual. When houses like this get abandoned though, can local youths and stuff come in and like smash them up, and again, stuff always gets damaged and ruined. You can see, look, it might have been around the Christmas period that this house was abandoned, because look, there's the Christmas tree. And there's an old hot water bottle. Wow. So it looks like it has been boarded up at one time, but now it's just open to the elements. Yeah, nature's really taken over. Let's go and take a look through here folks. We're obviously trying not to disturb any of the architecture. Yeah, look, this whole roof here is falling down, like blocking the way into that door. It's quite savage, like how fire can just take over and totally ruin a decent house. Look at this folks, all these slates and stuff, it's all just fallen over. It's at a new level of, this house is at a new level of its history. All the families and the happy times that occurred here, they're all just gone and they've moved on. This house is just awaiting a new buyer to give it a new life. Look at it folks, look at all these charred beams and stuff. I'll try and sneak down underneath this one. I'm being cautious here because there's like electrical wires and stuff hanging down. Whoa, look at this, you can see how the fire has just like ripped through here. It's absolutely incredible folks, wow. It's no worth trying to get down. That actually looks like it's fairly fresh, broken. You can look at it, the way the beams have fallen, it's just incredible. I might get a couple of photographs from this angle. So it is incredible to visit places like this and take it all in. Just imagine how the history was back in the day. You can see all the electrical wires, the way they're hanging down here now, uninsulated. Obviously the heat from the fire has just burnt all that away. I would think that it's most likely that, like, can the electric will be switched off here at this house now, but you should never take that risk if you're exploring. It is an unusual building with like these small windows here. That almost looks like it's been a bigger window at one time. But yeah, it's got this other little window here which is unusual. This has been like a little back kind of office room, I believe. Something like that. Yeah, let's go and take a wee look at the back. It's got like a little shed kind of building on it as well. so interesting to look at the history. Look, there's been something in there at one time. This bit's obviously been built on as a little extension kind of bit at the back. Whoa, this is crazy, folks. It's so cool to keep exploring these new places, documenting the history. And I'm sure if anybody wants to buy this house, it is for sale in the Brechin area. Look at this, folks. This is a real cool bit of history here. I believe this is like an old wash house kind of thing, where they would have, back in the day, they used to boil the clothes up and like stir it around and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that's what this was. So I'm sure this is the sort of thing, like, if the house got renovated, stuff like this can often get taken out and lost forever. So it's cool to document this history. I think these bits were potentially, you open them to help the wind get the fire going. It's like for getting the draft into the fire. Now look at the character of like this window. It doesn't actually look as old. I think the house has been laying like empty now for a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years. So yeah, it's just constantly decaying and nature just keeps taking over more and more, and eventually it'll just be the 4 walls. What do we have in here, folks? Look at this. It looks to me like they've had a lot of stuff stored in like these sheds here. Look, here's a little pillar drill. This is one of these pillar drills that you would like put your normal drill into there and then operate it with a lever. Oh look, the back wall here is actually starting to fall away. That's like the decay of the area here. Look at that, wow. I love the character of this, the way that like the vines are just like coming through the window. The green leaves and the foliage just ends up covering everything. I think it looks to me like a lot of the stuff from the house has maybe been taken out here and just thrown out, ready for the house to be restored to its former glory. But look, this shed's had a nice tongue and groove kind of wood lining at one time, and now it looks like it's all ready just to fall down. More history like lost to time and nature. There's an old kind of like saw line in there. There seems to be a lot of trash in this particular building. Yeah, so this building here must have been like a little workshop. They've got a good sturdy old bench there, and yeah, it's just got that look to it. Pretty cool, folks. It's always cool just to document these little bits of local history, and at this time of year you can just see how overgrown everything is here. There's like literally like hardly any way of getting through there. That's how often in the summer it's like not the best time to be exploring these places. But look at this, I've just noticed another interesting fact. Look, there's been an upstairs level there too. So it's been like a 2-storey house. It's been pretty big. But it is sad to see that the walls there are starting to fall away. The back wall and that front wall, it seems to be that they're both dropping out. So eventually this roof will just fall down. Yeah, look, it's got the old stone floors in here as well, which is a cool old feature. This house was probably built, I would say, early 1800s. It's been standing here since, and it'll be part of like the Dalhousie estate, which is like the main estate around the Brechin area here. They own all the land, and I don't know if you can hear that banging. That must be them shooting on the estate today, which is part of like obviously the countryside way of life around here. Shooting and stuff like that. Shooting pheasants and deer. Look at this, folks. There's the back of the house. It's got quite a bit of land inside these walls. Like, it's just so overgrown at this time of year with like the willow herb and stuff. This is incredible, folks. Look at the detail in these old windows with like the vents and stuff. I think that's been a bit of a workshop kind of shed area at the back too. Sounds like those guns are fairly going off now for sure. It would be interesting to have a look through there, but I'm really not up for climbing through this and knocking more stuff down. Because that's not what we're about here on this channel, folks. We like exploring, documenting the history. But we come with the greatest of respect of the house owner here. And maybe if somebody sees this video from anywhere in the world, this house is available to buy. But the roof's come down with some whack when it's come down for sure. You can see the last remaining beam there from like the upstairs area. And look at the beautiful chimneys, stone chimneys up there. I believe that a lot of the houses at Ondell House, you had the same style of chimneys. And then I think like that other bit at the back there has been added on. So I can see there's like a water pump. Must be like water tanks and stuff down there. Anyway, let's move along. Let's keep this adventure rolling, folks. Whoa, it's so cool. There's so many like little abandoned nuggets of history like this, just all over the place, and it's like, I've always said like if the door wasn't wide open I would not bother coming through. But it is cool to come and document the history while I can. This is the sort of real adventures we'll have on the channel, folks. Whoa, check it out here. Oh aye, here's another section, folks, and look, the fire's ravaged in here as well. It's got so much atmosphere in here with the ivy hanging down, and oh look, here we go. This has been where the stairway has led round to this top story. I'll have to get a photo of this. The way the ivy and the branches and stuff's just like coming round the corner and it's coming through every hole. It's just got so much character and atmosphere. I'm not going to attempt to go up those stairs, folks, because you know what's going to happen. Like, there's obviously no floor up there to explore, so there's no point in like going up there to have a look, because I can literally see that the floor beams and stuff is just totally knackered there. It is one of those curious things though, like, I'm curious just to see what is like up here. But like the whole roof could fall down, everything might fall down. I'm just going to stick my head round the corner, folks. Look at this. Oh wow, look at the old fireplace. Wow, it was so worth just peeking round to look at that. Old cast fireplace with the details there. So cool. The atmosphere and the character of a place like this, it just shows like how every house may one day look around here if all humans disappeared from Earth. And maybe one day like all the houses will be overtaken by nature. Time itself will just be a killer to buildings like this. I'm not really wanting to walk too far into here because I can see the floor is absolutely shot. But yeah, you can see the darkness in the beams where they're burnt. Let's have a little peek out here, folks. This has been like one of the little side windows. Yeah, it's a shame that houses like this do get abandoned because of the fire, and often when people try and sell them on, it's like it's just too much money, and kind of the price them sell out of the market, and then the house degrades even more and more, and then before you know it, the house isn't even worth anything. So like the original money you would have gotten for the house was probably worth taking, but you can often miss an opportunity. And that's how a lot of these houses that I visit, they're just like past repair, too dangerous to repair. Look at this, there's been a severe amount of heat in this particular room. So look at that light fitting hanging down there. Whoa, look at the character of that, folks. This is their little bathroom. There's still a roll of toilet roll in the holder. Wow. Look at the bathroom, the white tiles, they're all stained from the black soot of the fire. Ripping its way through here. Yeah, so there you go then, folks. It's hard to really see what's caused the original fire and that, like, but it is sad to see the outcome of that and the abandonment of such a perfect little building probably at one time. I think the fire has been like pretty bad in this room for sure. I think the toilet looks like it's been in line with that window, but it looks like there's been a serious amount of heat at that window, but maybe that's because where the oxygen was feeding the fire, there would have been a lot of heat coming in there. And you can even see this door, like the top of it, I'll turn on my torch here, folks, to show you what I mean. It's quite dark with the black soot on the walls. You can't really see loads, but look at the hole there on the top of the door. It's like all the heat is obviously at the top. Yeah, interesting. Real interesting, folks. Wow. Another bit of history right here on the channel. Look at these old fashioned like Bakelite door handles too. Pretty cool. And then look, there's a few different layers of like wallpaper been at one time. That pink stuff's on top of that like 1970s looking stuff below with a swirly pattern. And then this must have been their lobby, but it has, like I say, it's been unusual because from their lobby here they've had windows through into their living room, but it's been like that kind of bathroom glass, and yeah, it's shattered with the heat probably, because fire takes no prisoners, folks. Stuff like this, it just burns and burns. Look at this, you can see how thick this root is. Look, it's coming down behind the wall, so that maybe shows you how long that ivy's been growing. And look, here's one of those little Victorian windows with like the small panes of glass. So yeah, I would say this house is probably early to mid 1800s construction, and then abandoned in the 2000s due to obviously like fire. And I wonder if it has had like old wiring or something that's caused it. But it's just, the fire's just savagely ripped through, so yeah. Let's sneak back through under here again. I think this wall here has actually been put in at a later date, obviously. Maybe if the house or something's been done up in like the 70s or the 80s. Probably the 70s, judging by the wallpaper. They've put this wall in to like split this room up, which is kind of unusual, but they've obviously had a reason for it back in the day. But yeah, there you go, folks. All the pictures that I've taken I'll include at the end of the video, because that's kind of what I do now, and it gives you an essence of like a different angle of the Explorer. Sometimes it's cool to see kind of the pictures as well as the video, and it can often capture like the atmosphere of the building. And yeah, it's always cool to keep documenting these places, and the more the decay and the more they fall down, it's like at least you can see how it was here now today. So at one time this house was nestled in the Scottish countryside here in the outskirts of Brechin, whereas now Brechin itself is starting to expand out and cover all this area, because what used to be a field behind here is now a massive housing estate. And that's what a lot of these houses can end up going from being a countryside house to being like a town house. If anybody bought this now, they would have to put up with like neighbours and stuff just over the fence, whereas at one time it would have been way out here, out of the town, kind of out of the hustle and bustle. But that is quite a busy road there at the end of here coming out of Brechin, so yeah. Anyway, folks, we'll leave this little ruin in peace until the next explorer comes round this way for a look, or yeah, maybe somebody will buy this house pretty soon and restore it to its former glory, and that would be proper cool. I can see there is a for sale sign here, but nobody's going to see it when it's down there. Anyway, folks, it's been a cool adventure. Thanks very much for joining me. I'm always on these adventures every week, so if you've not clicked that subscribe button, click it, folks. Join the exploring crew here, and yeah, we'll keep these fresh adventures coming. So yeah, I'll end it here. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode very soon.